Have you ever wondered what life is really like after you're retired at 70? For some, it feels like stepping into freedom, no alarm clocks, no office stress, no deadlines. But for others, it feels like a slow drift into uncertainty. Many seniors across the United States quietly admit that they didn't expect retirement regrets to hit so soon. The truth is, life after 70 isn't just about resting, it's about redefining what living means. Meet Eleanor from Portland, Oregon, a 72-year-old woman who spent 4 decades as a teacher. She once said, "When I retired, I thought I'd finally rest. But after a few months, I realized resting isn't the same as living." Her story mirrors that of millions who discover that independence, health, and happiness in later life don't come automatically, they must be intentionally nurtured. That's what this video is about, uncovering 7 wise tips that help you live independently, healthy, and truly happy after 70. It's not just motivational talk. It's backed by the science of healthy aging, stories of real seniors living with purpose, and lessons drawn from decades of gerontology research. Because aging well isn't a mystery, it's a masterpiece of choices, habits, and mindset. According to a 2024 report from the National Institute on Aging, seniors who engage daily in small, meaningful activities are 43% less likely to experience mental decline and 29% more likely to maintain mobility beyond age 80. The study highlights what experts now call healthy aging 6 foundational habits shared by those who age gracefully: regular movement, social connection, balanced diet, restful sleep, lifelong learning, and emotional calm. These aren't just medical suggestions, they are pathways to joy. But here's where the tension begins. Many older adults unknowingly fall into the 7 mistakes that make life after retirement more difficult: isolating themselves, neglecting diet, avoiding new challenges, or resisting change. The good news? Every one of these mistakes can be reversed, starting with awareness and small daily shifts. In this video, we'll explore how to avoid those traps and embrace the quiet wisdom of aging, how to live independently without feeling lonely, how to stay strong without overexertion, and how to find happiness even when your pace has slowed. Because at 70, your life isn't ending, it's entering its most meaningful phase. So, if you're sitting at home wondering what comes next, stay tuned. You're about to discover not only how to age well, but how to live fully. Tip number 1, rediscover your daily purpose. One of the most powerful lessons in healthy aging is simple yet often overlooked: the importance of having a purpose each day. After decades of working, raising families, and fulfilling responsibilities, many people who are retired at 70 suddenly wake up and ask, "What now?" That quiet question can be both liberating and terrifying. Without something to look forward to, even the most comfortable retirement can begin to feel hollow. Take Franklin Reed from Asheville, North Carolina, age 74. For 45 years, he worked as a postal clerk, always on his feet, chatting with neighbors, staying active. When he retired, he imagined peaceful mornings and endless relaxation. But after just 6 months, he confessed to a friend, every day started to blend into the next. "I felt invisible." Franklin's story highlights a truth scientists have long recognized: losing purpose after retirement can be as damaging to senior health as poor diet or lack of exercise. According to the Science of Aging published in the Journal of Gerontology, individuals who engage in meaningful daily activities, whether it's volunteering, gardening, painting, or mentoring, show 30% higher levels of cognitive resilience and lower rates of depression. This finding reinforces what gerontologists call the second pillar of the healthy aging 6, mental engagement through purpose. It's not about how big your activity is, it's about how deeply it connects to your sense of contribution. For some, purpose can be found in helping others. Eleanor from Portland, whom we met earlier, began tutoring children online through a literacy foundation. She spends 3 hours a week reading with kids who struggle with English. "Those kids saved me," she laughs. "I thought I was giving them my time, but they gave me back my energy." Stories like hers prove that seniors living with a renewed sense of direction report greater emotional stability and longer lifespan than those who remain idle. Yet, many retirees fall into one of the 7 mistakes of aging, believing that purpose must be tied to income or productivity. That's a myth. Purpose can be as small as watering your plants, writing a short poem, or cooking a meal for your neighbor. What matters is that you feel useful, connected, and alive. The human brain is wired to crave meaning. Neuroscientists from Stanford University found that older adults who journal or reflect on life's lessons activate neural pathways related to gratitude and motivation. These are the same pathways that protect against anxiety and memory loss. In other words, finding purpose isn't only about joy, it's also science-backed medicine for the mind. So, Tip number 2, move your body, protect your mind. It's often said that movement is medicine, but for seniors, it's the science of survival. When you reach your 70s, your body doesn't need marathon runs or heavy lifting, it needs consistent, mindful motion. The difference between those who thrive and those who struggle after retirement often comes down to one daily choice: whether you move or stay still. Take Robert Jennings from Phoenix, Arizona, now 76. When he first retired at 70, his plan was simple: rest, read, and enjoy his favorite armchair. But within 2 years, he began experiencing balance problems and mild cognitive fog. His doctor gently warned him, "Robert, you're moving less, and your brain knows it." That phrase stuck with him. So, Robert joined a senior living community yoga class twice a week. Within 6 months, not only did his balance improve, but his sleep and mood did too. He now calls movement his morning prayer. And science agrees. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that adults who walk at least 30 minutes a day reduce their risk of dementia by up to 40%. That's not just coincidence, it's biology. Movement increases blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients to the brain, strengthening memory and focus. In fact, neuroscientists refer to this as one of the foundations of healthy aging. 6, the vital link between physical movement and mental preservation. But here's where many fall into one of the 7 mistakes of aging: believing they're too old to start exercising. The truth is, the body is astonishingly adaptable. Even gentle routines like stretching, tai chi, or light gardening stimulate muscles and neurons that keep your system alert. According to Harvard Health, moderate exercise 3 times per week can reverse up to 10 years of functional decline. Imagine reclaiming a decade of vitality just by taking consistent, mindful steps each day. Still, movement isn't just about health, it's about independence. When you move your body, you maintain your ability to live freely, dress yourself, cook, travel, and take care of what you love. It's the difference between relying on others and maintaining your personal dignity. And that dignity, as countless seniors say, is priceless. Robert put it best when he said, "I don't exercise to live longer, I move so I can live better." His story is a reminder that movement isn't punishment, it's a celebration of what your body can still do, even after 70. Tip number 3, nourish your body, feed your happiness. If your body is the vessel that carries you through life, then food is the fuel that keeps your spirit alive. As simple as it sounds, what you eat after 70 can dramatically influence not just your health, but your happiness, memory, and emotional balance. Many seniors think nutrition is only about weight or cholesterol, but modern science shows it's far more than that. The food you choose can either support or sabotage healthy aging at its core. Let's look at Margaret Lewis from Des Moines, Iowa, age 78. When she retired at 70, she was thrilled to have time to bake her favorite sweets and dine out with friends. But over time, she began to feel constantly tired and emotionally flat. Her doctor diagnosed her with mild nutrient deficiencies, common in older adults, and advised her to shift to a diet rich in whole foods, lean protein, and leafy greens. Margaret decided to take it seriously. She joined a local seniors living nutrition club and began following the Mediterranean diet, emphasizing fruits, vegetables, olive oil, and fish. Within months, her energy returned, her skin glowed, and her sleep improved. More surprisingly, her friends noticed she laughed more, smiled more, and seemed lighter. "I didn't realize my mood was tied to my meals," she said. But research now confirms what Margaret experienced firsthand: what's on your plate shapes what happens in your mind. According to the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging, seniors who eat a diet high in antioxidants and omega-3 fats are 35% less likely to experience depression and memory loss. These nutrients reduce inflammation in the brain and support neurotransmitters that regulate mood. This discovery has become known among researchers as one of the core components of the Healthy Aging 6, a balanced diet that nurtures both physical and emotional well-being. Yet, many fall into one of the 7 mistakes that quietly damage their vitality: skipping meals, eating too much processed food, or underestimating hydration. Aging bodies lose their natural thirst signals, leading to mild dehydration that often masquerades as fatigue or confusion. In one Mayo Clinic study, seniors who drank at least 6 to 8 glasses of water daily had sharper focus and better mobility scores than those who didn't. Here's another often overlooked truth: cooking can be a joy, not a chore. For Margaret, cooking became her therapy. She now hosts Sunday lunches where everyone brings a colorful, home-cooked dish. She calls it the happiness potluck. Not only does this nourish her body, but it also fills her home with laughter, a crucial nutrient for the heart. So, when you sit down for your next meal, remember, every bite is either feeding disease or feeding joy. Choose foods that make you feel alive, not just full. Because nourishment isn't only about what goes into your body, it's about what it brings. Tip number 4, stay connected, the heartbeat of longevity. If movement keeps your body alive, then connection keeps your soul breathing. One of the greatest predictors of long, joyful living isn't wealth, genetics, or even diet, it's human connection. Researchers have proven again and again that people who maintain close relationships live longer, recover faster from illness, and experience less cognitive decline. In fact, loneliness is now considered one of the hidden epidemics of aging, affecting nearly 1 in 3 Americans over 65. Meet James "Jim" Holloway, age 79, from Boulder, Colorado. When Jim first retired at 70, he imagined his golden years would be spent fishing, traveling, and enjoying quiet mornings. But life took an unexpected turn when his wife passed away after 48 years of marriage. Suddenly, the silence that once felt peaceful became unbearable. "I didn't realize how much I depended on her voice to keep me going," he said. Days turned into weeks of isolation, and even his senior health began to falter. Then, something changed. One afternoon, his granddaughter invited him to join a local storytelling club, a group of retirees who shared memories and life lessons every Thursday evening. Hesitant at first, Jim attended just to please her. But that small decision reignited his spark. "By the second week, I was laughing again," he recalled. "I remembered what it felt like to belong." And the science supports Jim's transformation. A Harvard University study that followed 700 people for over 75 years found that those who maintained strong social bonds were not only happier but also lived an average of 7 to 10 years longer. That's the undeniable link between connection and longevity, the heartbeat of the healthy aging 6. Whether it's through volunteering, joining a club, or simply calling an old friend, connection keeps both the mind and body vibrant. Sadly, one of the 7 mistakes many seniors make is thinking, "I don't want to bother anyone." But connection isn't a burden, it's a gift exchanged between hearts. The National Institute on Aging found that loneliness can increase the risk of dementia by 50% and heart disease by 30%. Isolation silently chips away at our vitality, but meaningful relationships rebuild it, one conversation at a time. Today, Jim leads that same storytelling club where he first rediscovered joy. He opens every session with this line, "We're not just telling stories, we're keeping each other alive." His message is simple but profound: life expands when shared. Now, let me ask, are you still watching closely and feeling inspired by these life-changing stories? If you are, type number 4 in the comments below. Speech balloon. Let's see how many of you in the Golden Age Wisdom family believe that friendship and laughter are as essential to aging well as food and exercise. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, where every story reminds you that it's never too late to reconnect, rebuild, and rediscover happiness after 70. Tip number 5, train your mind, the secret muscle of aging well. While most people think of aging as a physical journey, scientists say that the real aging process begins in the mind. Your brain, much like your muscles, thrives on challenge and stimulation. The more you use it, the stronger it stays. Sadly, many who are retired at 70 unknowingly allow their minds to drift into stillness. They stop learning, stop solving, stop exploring, and that's when decline quietly begins. The truth is, mental fitness is not a luxury. It's the secret muscle of healthy aging. Consider Diane Porter from Sacramento, California, age 75. She spent her career as an accountant, living by numbers and spreadsheets. After retiring, she promised herself a year of rest, no alarms, no schedules, no thinking too hard. But by the end of that year, she felt oddly foggy, forgetful, and detached from the world around her. "I thought my memory was fading because of age," she said. "But really, my brain was just bored." So Diane decided to do something radical. She learned to play the piano for the first time in her life. That decision changed everything. Within months, she felt sharper, happier, and more confident. Studies now prove her experience wasn't coincidence. According to the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience, seniors who regularly engage in mentally stimulating activities, like puzzles, language learning, or playing music, can reduce cognitive decline by up to 48%. It's not just about preventing memory loss, it's about enhancing creativity, focus, and emotional balance. Experts call this mental habit one of the core pillars in the Healthy Aging 6, lifelong learning. Keeping your mind active creates new neural connections, what neuroscientists call neuroplasticity, allowing your brain to adapt and grow even in later years. It's the biological proof that your potential doesn't expire with age. Unfortunately, one of the 7 mistakes older adults often make is believing that mental exercise is only for the young. They underestimate the mind's ability to evolve, thinking, "It's too late for me." But science says otherwise. In fact, a 2023 Stanford study revealed that older adults who challenged themselves with new hobbies, from painting to learning tech skills, reported higher life satisfaction and lower risk of depression compared to peers who didn't. Diane now spends every Sunday performing small piano pieces at her church. "When I'm learning a new song," she smiles, "I feel alive again." Her story reminds us that staying mentally sharp isn't about IQ or education, it's about curiosity, persistence, and the willingness to keep growing. So, if you've been postponing that dream to write, paint, or study something new, don't wait. The strongest muscle you can train isn't in your arms or legs, it's in your mind. Feed it, challenge it, and it will reward you with clarity and joy. Tip number 6, rest deeply, heal naturally. Sleep, it's something we often take for granted when we're young, but after 70, it becomes one of the most powerful medicines for both body and mind. The secret many don't realize is that deep, restorative sleep isn't just about feeling refreshed, it's the foundation of senior health and longevity. While diet and movement strengthen your days, rest is what repairs your nights. Yet, countless older adults across America struggle with insomnia, restless legs, or waking up at 3 a.m., wondering why sleep seems to vanish with age. Meet Harold Stevenson, 81, from Tampa, Florida. A retired electrician, Harold used to think sleeping fewer hours meant he was just getting old. For years, he would stay up late watching television, then doze off in his chair, only to wake up exhausted. But after a dizzy spell sent him to his doctor, Harold was shocked to learn that chronic sleep deprivation was weakening his immune system and raising his blood pressure. His doctor told him plainly, "Harold, rest isn't optional, it's your body's natural healing system." That conversation changed his life. Determined to turn things around, Harold began following a nightly routine based on the science of healthy aging. He cut back on caffeine, dimmed the lights 2 hours before bed, and began meditating for 10 minutes each night. Within weeks, he was sleeping soundly for the first time in years. He describes his transformation simply, "I didn't know how tired I was until I finally rested." Studies confirm Harold's experience. According to the National Sleep Foundation, adults over 65 who get at least 7 hours of quality sleep each night are 40% less likely to develop cardiovascular problems and 33% less likely to experience memory loss. Researchers now include sleep as one of the Healthy Aging 6, the essential habits that keep your body youthful and your mind alert. Deep sleep activates growth hormones, repairs tissues, and clears toxins from the brain, a natural cleansing process scientists call glymphatic activity. However, many retirees still fall into one of the 7 mistakes that quietly erode their rest: drinking alcohol before bed, scrolling on their phones, or assuming medication can replace genuine recovery. Sleep is not something to catch up on, it's a rhythm your body depends on daily. Even short afternoon naps, when timed properly, can rejuvenate energy and improve focus. One of the simplest tips from sleep researchers at Harvard Medical School is to create a personal sleep ritual. It could be as easy as writing in a gratitude journal, sipping chamomile tea, or listening to soft music. These small acts signal your brain that it's time to let go, to heal, to renew. As Harold often says, "My nights became sacred once I learned to rest with intention." His story is a reminder that slowing down is not weakness, it's wisdom. Rest doesn't take time away from life, it gives life back to you. Now, before we move on to the next tip, let me ask you, are you still watching closely and learning something valuable today? Crescent moon. If yes, type number 6 in the comments below. Let's see how many of our Golden Age Wisdom viewers believe that true healing begins with deep rest. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, where each story helps you live more peacefully, independently, healthy, and happy after 70. Tip number 7, gratitude and joy, the final key to lifelong happiness. In your 70s and beyond, life slows down in the most beautiful way. The rush of ambition gives way to reflection, and every sunrise becomes a reminder of how precious time truly is. Gratitude, that quiet, powerful acknowledgement of life's gifts, is not just an emotion, it's medicine. Studies in the science of healthy aging show that seniors who regularly express gratitude experience lower stress, stronger immune systems, and even fewer symptoms of chronic illness. The act of saying, "thank you," whether aloud or silently in your heart, can shift your entire physiology toward peace and healing. At this stage of life, gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing that even imperfection carries beauty. The aching knees that remind you to slow down, the wrinkles that hold 1,000 memories, the quiet afternoons filled with gentle laughter or the sound of the wind through the trees, they are proof of a life well lived. When you focus on what remains rather than what's been lost, you nurture an emotional resilience that no medicine can provide. But there's another dimension, joy. While gratitude roots you in contentment, joy lifts you beyond it. Joy is dancing to an old song, calling a lifelong friend, tending to your garden, or watching your grandchildren grow. It's the spark that keeps your heart alive. According to Harvard's study of adult development, the happiest seniors are not those who have everything, but those who find joy in everything they have. It's not about possessions or achievements, it's about perception, about how you choose to see your world. To cultivate both gratitude and joy, start with a simple daily ritual. Every morning, name 3 things you're grateful for. It could be your morning tea, a warm blanket, or the voice of someone who still calls you Dad or Mom. Then, do one small thing that brings you joy, listen to your favorite music, take a short walk, write a poem, or watch the sunset. Over time, these moments of appreciation accumulate like gold coins in the treasury of your heart. In your golden years, joy and gratitude aren't luxuries, they're survival tools. They keep your mind youthful, your spirit light, and your relationships meaningful. Even in solitude, you will never feel lonely if your heart is full of thanks. Remember, you've already lived through countless storms. Gratitude is how you look back with peace, joy is how you look forward with hope. Together, they make aging not something to endure, but something to celebrate. If this message of gratitude and joy speaks to you, type number 7 in the comments and let's celebrate the wisdom of your golden years together. Glowing star, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, where timeless lessons and the science of happy aging meet. Closing, the golden harmony of independent, healthy, and joyful living after 70. As the years unfold, life begins to whisper truths we were too busy to hear before. You start to realize that aging isn't about decline, it's about refinement. It's about polishing the wisdom you've gathered, slowing down enough to feel, to reflect, and to live with purpose. Each of the 7 tips you've just discovered, rediscovering your daily purpose, moving your body, nourishing your happiness, staying connected, training your mind, resting deeply, and embracing gratitude, forms a circle of wellness, a golden harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Science tells us that longevity depends not only on genetics or medicine, but on attitude. The happiest, healthiest seniors are those who wake up each day with intention, to move, to love, to laugh, to forgive, and to keep learning. You don't need grand adventures to make life meaningful. Sometimes, meaning is found in the quiet rituals, a morning stretch, a shared meal, a walk beneath the trees, a kind word to a stranger. When you choose to live each day with awareness and grace, you extend your life in ways no clock can measure. At 70 and beyond, independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means doing everything with awareness and wisdom. It's knowing when to ask for help, when to rest, and when to stand firm. It's about crafting a rhythm of living that honors both your strength and your serenity. Your golden years can be the richest chapter of your life, not a period of loss, but a season of light, laughter, and legacy. So, as you step forward into your days, remember this simple truth: you are not growing older, you are growing deeper. Deeper in wisdom, in gratitude, in love. The best version of you doesn't fade with time, it shines brighter with every lesson learned. If these 7 tips have inspired you, remind yourself that wisdom grows when it's shared. Type "Golden Age" in the comments if you're ready to live your best years with strength, peace, and purpose. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Wisdom, your home for timeless lessons, uplifting quotes, and the science of healthy aging.